Good morning, everybody. I'm David Heather, and welcome to the early morning Bible study. And I hope everybody has their coffee. I like mine dark roast, Arabian. This morning we're in Mark, Mark 1, verse 21 through 27. Now, this is the account of Jesus right after he started collecting his disciples. It's the first account of him stepping into a synagogue, a temple, and preaching. So I'm going to read this. It says, they went to Capernaum, and when the Sabbath came, Jesus went into the synagogue and began to preach. The people were amazed at his teaching because he taught them as one who had authority, not as the teachers of the law. Well, let's talk about this. Jesus came in and he taught, probably amongst a bunch of other teachers, but they were amazed at this teaching. Why? Because he had authority, and not like the teachers of the law. So evidently the teachers of the law had no authority. Their teaching had no empowerment. They were just words. They were empty words. But when Jesus came along, they were amazed because he had authority. Now, how many churches do we walk in today, and whoever's in the pulpit, whoever's in charge of delivering the message, are preaching empty words because it just kind of is repetition. It just kind of goes on and on. There's no authority, no empowerment. Let's go on. Just then, a man in their synagogue who was possessed by an impure spirit cried out, "What do you want with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." It's interesting that there is a person possessed with an evil spirit sitting in the synagogue. Now, maybe this person had been sitting there for many days, many weeks, many years, Sabbath after Sabbath. And yet when Jesus gets up with the empowerment of his preaching, the authority, that's when the demon arises. Now, let's look at the church today. I guarantee you can walk into any church in the United States or the world, and you will find evil spirits. They're sitting there amongst the congregation. And as long as the preacher gets up and has empty words and has no power, no authority, these demons are just fine. But it's when you get up and you start preaching with authority that these demons will rise and they will voice. That's why if you go into a church a lot of times and you want to do something a little different, or you want to let God take the reins and kind of move the service along, and you don't go by the bulletin, those demons will rise up. Usually those demons are people that talk a lot, they have loud voices, they write big fat checks, but they're demons today, just like it was in Jesus' day. And this is a perfect example of what's happening today in the churches, modern churches. So let's see how Jesus handled this demon. And then we're going to talk about how we handle demons in the church today. After the demon said, "What do you want with us? We know who you are, the Holy One of God," Jesus said, "Be quiet." And he said it sternly. "Come out of him." The impure spirit shook the man violently and came out of him with a shriek. Let's talk about how Jesus handled the demon. He didn't have a conversation with this demon. He didn't negotiate with this demon. He looked at him. He said, "Be quiet." First of all, shut up. No more words, demon. That's number one. He bound that demon. Now you're out of here. Then he cast him. He got rid of him. So when you're talking to a demon or people that are possessed, don't have conversations with them. You just deal with them directly. Shut up. No more words. That's it. Jesus used 2 words. He said, "Be quiet." And he said it sternly. Let's go on. This is verse 27 and 28. The people were all so amazed, they asked each other, "What is this new teaching? And with authority? He even gives orders to impure spirits, and they obey him." News about him spread quickly over the whole region of Galilee. Now, let me tell you something. In today's churches, if you go in and do what Jesus did, you deal with the demons. It's not going to be a fun party. And probably your name will go all over the place because you'll be one of the few that'll stand up to the demons. See, today in the church, it's more important for God's true believers to stand up to these evil powers. And if you're one of God's true believers, one of God's chosen, for real, it's your duty to stand up to these demons in the congregation. They're planted, and they're planted very strategically. Anyway, I hope you got your coffee, and it's been a great study. God bless you.